a lot of people in general are afraid of failure. How did you become one of those people who doesn't seem to be afraid of failing?
Failure, it doesn't exist. It's not existent. What the hell does that mean? Seriously, what does failure mean? It's not, it doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. What does it mean?
You're pulling a Jedi mind trick on me right now. I was like, does it exist?
No, I'm serious.
Today, I'd like to share my thoughts on failure, inspired by what Kobe Bryant said. Failure is a personal perception. It can be interpreted in countless ways depending on how you see it. In fact, by choosing to see something as a failure, you can turn it in energy and come back even stronger. In that sense, failure is a kind of renewable energy. Even if we know failure isn't the end of the world, when things don't go our way, it's easy to give up. We distance ourselves, pretend we don't care, or lose interest altogether. And hey, that's human. But here's the truth. If you choose to try again, even after things go wrong, you start building a powerful cycle. One where failure leads to trying leads to growth, and growth leads to real progress. First, speaking from my own experience, I see not trying as the real failure. I'd like you to keep that in mind as the starting point. Try something out. It doesn't have to be a big deal. The reason can be random or casual. Start with something you are interested in. Maybe you want to get in shape, so you join a gym. Maybe you start studying English, or aim for a certification. Whatever it is, you decided to give it a shot. Now, what almost always happens at this stage is that there is a gap between what you expected and what actually happens. In the past, I used to quit right there. But breaking through that moment, the gap is what allows you to move on to the next step. Protect your mindset. Face your one personality. In most cases, you won't see great results right from the start. But what really matters here is maintaining the right mindset so you don't burn out. It's about lowering the hurdles and adjusting your expectations so you can keep going. If it's the gym, maybe you go less often or make your workouts easier. If it's a certification, maybe you give yourself more time to prepare. In other words, lower the time pressure or physical demands. And the key to all of this is your mindset. Always keep your goals in a long-term perspective. Also, don't beat yourself up or get discouraged. Face yourself honestly instead. In many cases, the reason things don't go well comes down to your mindset. When you reflect on your one personality and way of thinking, you often realize that your original goals were too ambitious or that you were trying to push yourself too hard, too fast. By facing the version of you that wanted to quit, you start to understand why you lost motivation. After all, you did want to do this at the beginning. Most of the time, when you try to do something, there are already people who have achieved it. For example, if your goal is going to the gym, there are bodybuilders. If it's about getting a certification, there are people who have already passed that exam. By looking into how they achieve their goals through YouTube, books, or other sources, you can understand the path to success. It's important to know that those people also faced setbacks and almost gave up at this before finally succeeding. Knowing that everyone experiences various failures on the way to success helps you develop respect for them. I believe that this respect for others eventually grows into respect for yourself, especially when you are also challenging yourself. The greatest benefits of failing and trying again is the respect you gain for both others and yourself. It works the other way around too. When you learn to recognize and appreciate others, you begin to appreciate yourself. The more you challenge yourself, the lower the barriers and anxieties become when starting something new. You become able to try many different things. Even if you fail, you start to focus on the positive aspect. You learn to respect to others who are also challenging themselves, and in turn, you find the motivation to keep going yourself. I believe it's especially important for people who worry about others' opinions or tend to compare themselves with others to truly face themselves. The desire not to lose is important. But if you only live by winning at what you are already good at, can make you arrogant or prideful. That mindset is like being a frog in a well, narrow and limited. Challenging yourself to try things you are not good at or things you have never done before is a form of respect for others. And that respect eventually turns inward, becoming confidence in yourself. By lowering the barriers to challenge and try new things this way, I've found life to be much easier. Thank you. Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this video, launch your rocket all the way to space. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See ya.